chapter that's going to be a continuation of this chapter itself. If you look into your board textbooks, the government textbooks, if you look into it, these two chapters are not differently mentioned, they are together. But according to your NCERT textbooks, these two chapters are different. And it's better that we learn them as different two chapters because, uh, of course, morphology in itself is a very vast chapter. And on top of that, if we combine this, which is actually something different than the earlier part. Now, what is that something different? That is nothing but we had studied the morphology of the flowering plants. That is, we had studied about the external features. We had studied about the root. We had studied about the shoot. Shoot, maybe we had studied something called a stem, leaf, uh, flowers, fruits, seeds. So everything we just seen in a superficial way. ऊपर ऊपर से हमने plant क्या होता है morphologically, how it looks like we have seen. And in today's class, we want to talk about something that is in detail. That is internally how it is going to be, studied. So the internal structure, जैसे हमारा एक्सरे निकालते हैं, है ना? ह्यूमन बॉडी का एक्सरे जब हम निकालते हैं, तो इंटरनल स्ट्रक्चर्स हम स्टडी कर सकते हैं. In the same way, how the plant is going to be formed internally, what is it exactly from inside, is something that we are going to talk about in today's class. Okay, so we are going to study in detail about the anatomy of the flowering plants. Don't worry, my dears, when I'm going to tell about the anatomy, you don't have to worry about the examples as you had done in morphology ka chapter. There were so many examples. By the way, can anyone tell me how many examples have we actually written in the last so many lectures of morpho? Total examples कितने हुए हैं, कोई बताएगा? अपने अपने बताते जाओ. At least I'll come to know how many you have actually written down. अरे रफ कुछ तो आइडिया आने दो ना. How many are there? 100, 200, कितने हैं? No one is writing, or am I not audible? Come on, come on, come on. Tell me quickly. चैट बॉक्स में डाल दो जितने रखे लिखे हैं. हाँ, रफली चाहिए बेटा मुझे. Yeah, someone is saying roughly 250. Okay, someone is saying 140. Okay, I think it should be at least around at least around 200 plus. है ना? Yeah, it should be around 200 plus is my guessing. Very good. Yeah. Yeah. So some of you all are saying 240, some of you are saying 250 to 300. At least about 200 होने चाहिए according to my knowledge. है ना? Around 250 है ना? 210. Yeah, that's what. Anyway, so don't worry about anatomy. In anatomy, you don't have to study something like this way. There are no examples or something like this way. It's purely internal structures that I'm going to go into details. Okay, so don't worry about it right now. But yeah, again, I request all of you all, morphology is a chapter which is highly volatile chapter. आपको लगेगा कि ये मेरा स्टडी हो गया है, and then again you will feel when you open the book after 2 months कि मुझे कुछ नहीं आ रहा है. So it's my request to all the students that please keep on re-revising this chapter again and again. Read the contents again and again. Write down the examples again and again. Only then you will master this chapter. Otherwise, this chapter will be a boulder for your 2 years of success story. So I don't want anyone to have any problem with morphology. So I've taken that chapter in such a way, like एक part को explain करते हमने देखा हुआ है. So I want all of you all to study that chapter very nicely, beta. Okay? Ensure that. Okay. Then we start with the internal structures, that is anatomy of the flowering plants. Let us see what are the contents that we are going to study over here. Anyone has any doubts or any difficulties regarding whatever we have done till now? Anyone who has got any problems? No? Sure? Okay. So here we go around with anatomy of flowering plants. Structures देख के डर लगना होता है, but it's fine. These are very simple and very easy. As we go ahead, we'll be of course talking about it. Fine. Yeah. So let us see what is all about anatomy. Study of internal structure of the body of an organism is called as anatomy. Let it be plant, let it be animal, let it be human being. It could be anyone. Okay. So whenever we talk about the internal structures, that particular stream is going to be called as anatomy. Higher plants have highly complex body made up of different types of cells. What do you mean by higher plants? I'll just roughly talk about them now. We have got lower plants and higher plants. So lower plants का जो group है, those will be called as your algae and bryophyta. And higher plants are generally going to be your pteridophytes, gymnosperms, and angiosperms. Angiosperms are the flowering plants. So that is what we say, that in higher plants, the complexity is going to be all the more higher. But let me tell you, though it is higher, it is very easier. Okay, it's very easy. You don't have to take any tension about complex ये word है, so it is difficult. No, it's actually very simple. So all cells have the same origin, but afterwards they get differentiated into different types of cells. Now, please, there are certain points which you have to remember, you cannot forget, that is differentiated into. Differentiate होना मतलब क्या होना? What do you mean by the word differentiate होना? Differentiate का मतलब होता है to attain a permanent shape, size and function. What is the meaning of the word differentiation? Please make a note of it. Please write down this. Differentiation का definition है ये. Differentiation is to attain. Attain, attained नहीं. Attain means to achieve. Differentiation is to attain.
टाकाई आतमध्ये वो किती चांगलं
ओए,
होईल
किसी का तो माइक ऑन हुआ है. किसी का माइक ऑन हुआ है. हाँ. Differentiation is to attain permanent shape, size and function. Permanent shape, size and function. Yes. Yes, beta. You're right, but not G not phase, my dear Shruti. You're right with your answer. It's not G not phase. It is to complete the cell cycle and remain as it is. No more undergo any cell division. That is going to be your differentiation. So I hope all of you have written what is differentiation. Okay. Okay. Then one point that you have to recollect over here is all cells have same origin. मतलब क्या हो गया बेटा? What do you mean by this particular sentence? All cells have same origin. Means all are going to be originating from one single cell. Which is that one single cell? Also, I'll tell you eventually. But just remember as of now that all cells are going to originate from the same cell. And then some of them will get differentiated. Some of them will, keep on undergoing cell division, right? I think in reproduction wala chapter, human reproduction wala chapter, you should have remembered about spermatogonia type A and spermatogonia type B. किसी को याद है वो जो मैंने explain किया था chart? Spermatogonia type A. हाँ. So you remember na that spermatogonia type A जो था, it was continuously undergoing cell divisions. While spermatogonia type B जो था, they were undergoing maturation. They were undergoing maturation, that is differentiation, right? So you know what is differentiation now, correct? Now, a group of similar or dissimilar cells having common origin performing a specialized function is known as a tissue, where a cell remains in physical contact. Now again, Again, this is a very important definition of a tissue. तो जो cells होते हैं which have already completed their cell cycle and now they are undergoing differentiation, they will be assigned a particular function. एक particular उनको function मिल जाता है, जैसे कि हमारे में भी होता है बेटा, right? In the earlier school days, you are taught all subjects. तुम्हें सारे subjects पढ़ाए जाते हैं, irrespective of what is your intention to go ahead with in your career. You are taught everything: history, geography, civics, economics, है ना, different languages, सब कुछ पढ़ाया जाता है आपको, right? Irrespective of what stream you are going to go ahead with, correct? Someone's mic is getting on बीच बीच में. But once you come to 11th standard, now you get into your specialization. Like I want to take up science, I want to take up PCB, I want to take up PCM. ये जो आपका एक line जो है, you are started to differentiate. You have not completed the differentiation process. You have started to differentiate, right? And once you get differentiated, means what? Now you will attain a permanent function, right? So what would be your function? Suppose you're going to go for research, you will be called as a research scientist. Suppose you want to go for MBBS, you'll be called as a doctor. Suppose you go for pharmacy, you will be called as a pharmacist, है ना? So आपका एक defined specialized function कहलाता है ना? In the same way here also, when a group of similar or dissimilar, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Similar cells or dissimilar cells, but what should be common? They should have a common origin, correct? Yes, right? Yes. Performing a specialized function is known as a tissue where all cells remain in physical contact. Fine. Tissues may be broadly classified into two categories, that is meristematic tissue or meristems and permanent tissue. तो बेटे पूरे एनाटॉमी के चैप्टर में है ना, हमें सिर्फ दो टिश्यूज पढ़ने हैं, एक है मेरिस्टेमेटिक टिश्यू और दूसरा है परमानेंट टिश्यू. फाइन, इधर तक समझ में आ गई बात? एनीवन हैविंग एनी प्रॉब्लम इन अंडरस्टैंडिंग दिस पर्टिकुलर कंटेंट स्पेशली? नो इश्यूज? क्लियर? So what is the definition of a tissue? What do you mean by differentiation? Everything is okay? Perfect? Okay, fine. Then we come to something called as meristems or the meristematic tissue. The word meristem originated from the word meristos. In Greek, meristos का meaning होता है divided or dividing. This term meristem was coined by a person called as Nageli. अब ये जो नागेली भाई साहब है ना, ये हमें बहुत परेशान करने वाले हैं आगे भी. तो बार बार नागेली जी आने ही वाले हैं, तो इनको आप मत भूलिएगा बेटा, है ना? एनाटॉमी ऑफ फ्लावरिंग प्लांट्स के जो हीरो है वो नागेली साहब है, तो डोंट फॉरगेट मिस्टर नागेली. ओके, so the term meristem was coined by whom? By a person or a scientist called as Nageli. A group of cells which are more active and capable of showing continuous division and redivisions is called as a meristematic tissue. इसका मतलब क्या हो गया? It will never undergo differentiation. Okay, it is continuously dividing and redividing. Fine, that type of cells will be called as meristematic tissue. So the group of cells which keep on dividing and redividing and do not undergo differentiation will be called as meristematic. ठीक है? In plants, growth is restricted to a particular region where meristem is present. What do you mean by this word? That restricted to a particular region where meristem is present. What do you mean by this? Can anyone explain this? Restricted to a particular region where meristem is present. Which are the areas where meristem would be present? कुछ बता पाओगे? Can you tell me? ऐसा कौन सा एरिया है जहाँ बार बार redivisions और divisions होते हैं? Very good Parnavi, very nice. Yes, Shruti also. Yes, yes, yes. Very good. Yes. It's going to be the root tip and the shoot tip. तो root tip आपको याद है? Root कैप के नीचे वाला जो point था, zone of meristem करके, याद है आपको? कुछ हमने रूट में किया था. या यू कैन. यस कोमल, यू आर राइट. हाँ, डू यू रिमेम्बर रूट का हमने 4 पार्ट्स देखे थे, wherein we had seen that zone of meristem. Yes, my dear, you are right. That plant growth will occur only where there are meristems. Very nice. Perfect. Perfect. है ना? So that same zone. Therefore, in that particular region only, the growth will be seen. Therefore, they are saying plant growth is restricted to a particular region where meristem is present, and generally this particular area is going to be the tips of the plant. It could be the root tip, it could be the shoot tip. Yes, yes, correct. Yes, yes, right. Fine. Now, what are the characteristics of meristem? Again, a very important point. You cannot neglect this. That is, कौन से cells को हम meristematic cells कह सकते हैं? So the cells of the meristems are living and are at active divisional state. Living. Now here, what do you mean by the word living? Can anyone tell me what is the meaning of the word living over here? Living मतलब जिंदा है मत बोलो हाँ. I know that living मतलब जिंदा है, but what do you mean by that word जिंदा है? Anyone who would like to? They are alive. हाँ, cytoplasm is present. Cytoplasm is alive. They are active. Okay, okay. So see, yeah, they grow. They show movement. Okay, fine. Reproduction. Fine, fine. That's okay. That's correct. Okay, you're telling me the characteristics of living actually. That's okay. Fine, no issues. But your living का मतलब क्या होता है ना? No, no, no. What do you mean by this word living over here is these cells have got abundance of cytoplasm and a living nucleus present in it. तो न्यूक्लियस भी है और साइटोप्लाज्म भी है, ये दोनों चीजें इसमें प्रेजेंट है, इसलिए हम इसको लिविंग सेल्स कहते हैं. Okay, so here they are saying that the cells are living and they are active with divisional stage, मतलब they are continuously undergoing cell division. The cells are usually small and isodiametric. Isodiametric का मतलब क्या होता है ना? That group of cells could be, almost similar in shape and size. Almost similar. उसको हम कहते हैं iso. Iso means same. Diametric means उनका diameter almost same होता है. Okay. The cells of the cambium are however elongated. Now what is this cambium? Cambium is a tissue which is strictly going to be present. Now please listen to these minute details. These minute details are very crucial for your marks. तो ये ना आपके बुक्स में ना ऐसे रैंडम वर्ड्स इधर उधर दिए है, उसका मीनिंग बाद में समझेगा, तो मैं आपको अभी समझा रही हूँ what are the names. So the cells of the cambium are however elongated. Now what do you mean by this word cambium? Cambium is strictly going to be present in dicots. Cambium is absent in monocots. Cambium is a tissue which will give rise to secondary growth. Secondary growth would include, in case of roots, secondary growth में हमने tap root system किया था, आपको याद है? तो tap root was one initial primary root. उसके बाजू से जो निकल आते हैं those are the secondary roots. उसमें से जो निकल आते हैं वो tertiary roots. याद है आपको? हमने branching देखा था tap root का. So that branching is called as secondary growth, which is caused because of the presence of cambium. Okay? Okay, fine. The second type of cambium growth कहाँ पर दिखाई देता है? तो the girth of the plant will increase. Girth का मतलब क्या होता है? What do you mean by the girth? The circumference. जो पूरा overall circumference होता है ना प्लांट का, जो स्टेम होता है ना, वो बढ़ने लगता है. Yeah. Yeah, I'll tell you what is called cambium and I'll tell you the types of cambium, but I'll tell you definitely. So ये जो कैम्बियम होता है ना, ये कैम्बियम सिर्फ डाइकॉट्स में दिखाई देता है. इवन ब्रांचेस निकल आते हैं. आपने मैंगो का ट्री देखा है? हैव यू ऑल सीन मैंगो ट्री? और हैव यू ऑल सीन पीपल का ट्री? और यू माइट हैव सीन आई मीन मेनी डिफरेंट ट्रीज दैट आर देयर इन आवर कंपाउंड आल्सो, है ना? दीज ऑल आर ब्रांचिंग. तो ये जो ब्रांचेस निकल आते हैं ना, इट इज द पॉइंट वेयर द कैम्बियम and the pericycle will meet. Now again, what is a pericycle? I'll explain everything in detail. Okay. So, acha, my video isn't on. So, yeah, just see. I mean, if this is going to be the main stem, है ना, and this is going to be the branch of it. So the point where these two are touching, ये जो main branch है, मेरा main stem है, और ये जो branch निकल आ रही है ना, इन दोनों का जो common point है ना यहाँ पर, that common point should have cambium present in it. Without cambium, it is not going to be possible for the second branch to come out. तो जहां जहां कैम्बियम का टिश्यू प्रेजेंट होता है ना, वहां वहां ये जो है ना सेकेंडरी ग्रोथ दिखाई देती है, मतलब ब्रांचिंग दिखाई देता है, राइट. बट इफ यू हैव सीन इन मोनोकॉट्स शुगर केन, you might have seen sugarcane, right? तो sugarcane का जो stem होता है, आपने sugarcane का actual stem देखा है? जो गन्ना जूस हम पीते हैं, तो जो गन्ने का वो जो cane होता है, have you all seen that? In that you can see the nodes very clearly, na? So from that point also you can see that there are leaves which are emerging out laterally. Side से leaves निकल आते हैं, but branch नहीं निकल आती है. Have you ever seen sugarcane के ऊपर branching हो रहा है दूसरे sugarcane का? कभी नहीं ना, because they lack a cambium. So the monocots will lack a cambium, dicots will have a cambium. Because of cambium, there is going to be branching. The branching could be of the root system also, or it could be of the shoot system also. Is it fine? So the point where the pericycle and the cambium meet, the secondary growth will initiate. Now what is this pericycle? Pericycle is another group of tissue which is present in the monocots also and present in the dicots also. तो मोनोकॉट्स में से जो लैटरली जो ऐसे लीव्स निकल आते हैं ना, इट इज ड्यू टू द प्रेजेंस ऑफ द पेरिसाइकिल. इज इट फाइन? तो लैटरल ग्रोथ अगर क्वेश्चन आता है तो इट इज बिकॉज ऑफ पेरिसाइकिल. बट सेकेंडरी ग्रोथ करके अगर क्वेश्चन आता है तो इट इज बिकॉज ऑफ पेरिसाइकिल प्लस कैम्बियम टिश्यू. बोथ आर गोइंग टू बी प्रेजेंट. इज इट फाइन? अंडरस्टूड व्हाट आई एम ट्राइंग टू टेल यू? या. Yeah. You're very right. That is the reason that grafting is not possible in monocots. Very nice, beta. Very nice. Perfect. Okay. So then we come to the next one. The cells are compactly arranged without any intercellular spaces. Intercellular spaces. What do you mean by that? So these are the two cells. If these two cells के बीच में gap है, ये दो cells के बीच में अगर gap है, so that gap will be called as intercellular. Okay. And when these two cells are completely, like very closely, sticking together, they are very closely bound together and they don't have any space in between, then we say that intercellular spaces are absent. So generally in the meristematic zone, there is compact or densely packed cells and therefore the intercellular spaces are generally absent. Got this? The cell is thin walled and it is made up of cellulose, strictly non-lignified and non-suberized. Now, non-lignified, you have done cell unit of life in which I had explained you about the cell wall का structure. I had told you what is the primary cell wall, S1, S2, S3. ये हमने cell unit of life में देखा था बेटा, है ना? तो वो जो primary cell wall है, we have seen it is made up of what? Cellulose, pectin, है ना? एंड जो S1 था, S2 था, S3 था, जो सेकेंडरी सेल वॉल्स बन रहे थे, those were having something called as lignin in it. Correct? Now, lignin was giving rigidity, lignin was giving support, है ना? Lignin was preventing the plant from microbial attack and all those things we had seen. But in case of meristematic cells, na, there is no time, there is no scope for lignin deposition. Before it gets matured, उसके पहले it is undergoing cell division. Okay, so it's going to be non-lignified, non-suberized, suberized. So suberin करके, there's a waxy or fatty substance that's going to be present in dicots. Okay, where it is present, I'll explain that. But here the suberin is also absent. Okay. So ना ही लिग्निन प्रेजेंट होता है मेरिस्टेमेटिक सेल्स में या टिश्यू में, ना ही सुबेरिन प्रेजेंट होता है. ठीक है. साइटोप्लाज्म इज डेंस. डेंस का मतलब क्या होता है? एबेंडेंट. डेंस का मतलब थिक नहीं, डेंस का मतलब मोटा नहीं, डेंस का मतलब होता है लार्ज अमाउंट. ओके. So cytoplasm is dense, granular with central large prominent nucleus. Okay, so granular का मतलब क्या हो जाएगा? It will be having ribosomes, it will be having reserve food materials, all those things also will be present, है ना? Along with that, it is going to have a large prominent nucleus. Okay, vacuoles are either very small or they may be completely absent. And what are vacuoles? Vacuoles could be of different types, but here we are talking about the gas vacuoles or the sap vacuole. In plants, you might have heard about this, something called as sap vacuole. So in meristematic cells, either the vacuoles are completely absent, and if they are present, they are very small and they are transient. Transient मतलब बनेंगे बिगड़ेंगे, बनेंगे बिगड़ेंगे, बिगड़ेंगे मतलब destroy हो जाएंगे. ठीक है? The cells of the cambium, however, are vacuolated. So again, ये जो cambium है, जिसके अभी अभी हम बात कर रहे थे, उसके cells elongated है और उसमें vacuoles भी present है. दो being meristematic, दो being meristematic. Okay. Metabolic activity is very high, so the rate of respiration is also going to be very high. है ना? Cytoplasm has all the cell organelles, but instead of plastids, there are proplastids. What are plastids? There are three types of plastids.
फोन नंबर भी गया.
ओए, किसका फोन नंबर गया?
अभी चालू किया रोल नंबर में.
ओए 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 ओए, किसी का तो माइक ऑन है. Who is that? Check your mic. Okay, fine. Okay, fine. Chal. Okay. So metabolic activity is also high and the rate of respiration is also going to be high, right? Cytoplasm has all the cell organelles, but instead of plastids, there are proplastids. Yeah. So I come to that particular point. That is what is proplastid. Proplastid means those group of cells which will eventually differentiate. Look at my language. Huh? Those group of cells which will eventually differentiate to form your plastids. तो इनका जो फ्यूचर है, ये जो प्रोप्लास्टिड्स है ना बेटा, इनका जो फ्यूचर है दैट इज formation of plastids. Okay, so we call them as proplastids. Okay, so meristematic cells will have proplastids which will eventually differentiate to form your three types of plastids. The first is, we have done in your cell or unit of life. Come on, tell me the three types of plastids. I am not going to answer this. Tell me the three type of plastids. Broad classification. Very good. Yes, Ishita. Then who? Very good. Yes, yes, Parnavi, you're right. अरे F plastid नहीं भाई, वो F plasmid होता है. I'm talking about the plastid. Very good. Yes, yes, yes. So chloroplastid, chromoplastid, and leucoplastid. है ना? In leucoplastid we had seen three. Do you remember in leucoplastid we had seen three? Can you all tell me the names of the three leucoplastids? Very good, Parnavi. Yes, yes, Shravani. Very nice, very nice. Yes, Vibha, right. Very good, Shruti. Yes, correct. चलो और दो नाम आ गए, दो नाम आ गए. हाँ, तीसरा भी आया. Yes, Shruti has given the third name also. Very good. So we have got aleuroplast, amyloplast and aleoplast. है ना? तो ये तीन हमने ल्यूकोप्लास्टिड्स में भी देखे थे. चलो गुड, फाइन. So that is what are the plastids. Yeah. So what are proplastids? Proplastids are those which will eventually give rise to any of the three plastids. It could give rise to chromoplast, chloroplast, or leucoplast. That we don't know. Okay. So those which will eventually differentiate to form plastids, those are called as proplastids. Ribosomes are abundant because of the presence of the ribosomes itself, my dears. It's going to be granular. Na? See, here we have seen cytoplasm is dense and granular. So why is it granular? Because of the presence of abundant ribosomes. Correct? Got this? These are few. There are few more. That is types now. So we saw the characteristics. Now we're going to talk about the types. Anyone who is having any difficulty till now, अभी तक जो भी हमने किया है उसमें कुछ नहीं समझा हो, ऐसा कुछ पॉइंट है तो देखो बेटा, I'll go back to this slide. Quickly look at it, because आपको है ना एग्जाम में ये आता है, write down the characteristics of meristems. So 4-5 पॉइंट्स आपको लिखने होते हैं कुछ एग्जाम में. अभी फिलहाल तो पता नहीं आपके एग्जाम का क्या है, कॉलेज का तो आई थिंक सो MCQ पैटर्न ही है, बट अदरवाइज I'll tell you the exact meaning of cambium. Don't worry, beta. Yeah, they have the same role as that of plastids, but they are primitive plastids, you can say. Okay. Cambium is vacuolated. Cambium cells will have vacuoles present in them. That is called as vacuolated cambium. What is cambium? I'll explain. Cambium के लिए actually time है, but starting में ये word आया, इसलिए मैंने आपको सिर्फ बताया what is cambium actually. Okay, I'll explain about the cambium in detail. Cambium, you just remember, cambium is associated with secondary growth. Wherever there is cambium present, there is a chance of secondary growth. So these are the specialized group of cells which will help the plant to have secondary growth. That is cambium. Okay, fine. So now we go to the types. Now, forget about the explanations over here. Just listen to whatever I'm saying. Okay, just listen to whatever I'm saying. Take my example. मेरा खुद का example ले लो. Okay. For you all, I'm your teacher. Correct? You call me teacher, you call me miss, you call me ma'am, whatever. है ना? तो आपके लिए मैं आपकी कौन हूँ बेटा? मैं टीचर हूँ. Correct? For my child, for my son, I'm his mother. Correct? आप मुझे मिस बुलाओगे, टीचर बुलाओगे, मैम बुलाओगे, वो मुझे मम्मा बुलाएगा, माँ बुलाएगा, आई बुलाएगा, जो भी है ना? So for my son, I'm his mother. Correct? For my parents, I'm their daughter. Correct? मेरी मम्मी, मेरे पापा, उनके लिए मैं उनकी बच्ची हूँ ना. Correct है? Now they call me by my name, like I am famously known in my entire, social life में everyone calls me as Anu. है ना? सब इतना बड़ा अनुराधा नाम लेना बहुत मुश्किल होता है लोगों को. बचपन से मुझे सब लोग अनु बोलते आए, है ना? अब देखो बेटा, have I changed? मैं चेंज हुई हूँ क्या? मेरी आइडेंटिटी, मतलब मैं खुद कहीं पर मेरी आइडेंटिटी चेंज हो रही क्या? बट फ्रॉम योर पर्सपेक्टिव, सबके पर्सपेक्टिव से मेरी आइडेंटिटी अलग है. फ्रॉम योर, you look at me as your teacher. My children will look at me as mother. My parents will look at me as daughter. My in-laws will look at me as daughter-in-law. My husband will look at me as his wife. समझ रहे हो? तो ये डेफिनेशन चेंज हो जाते हैं, लेकिन पर्सन सेम रहता है ना. पर्सन चेंज होता है क्या? नहीं चेंज होता है ना. लेकिन जिस नजरिए से आप उस पर्सन को देख रहे हो, फ्रॉम विच पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू, फ्रॉम विच एंगल यू आर लुकिंग एट दैट पर्टिकुलर पर्सन, इज गोइंग टू चेंज. करेक्ट? इन द सेम वे these types of meristems जो है ना बेटा, these are all the same, but the group of scientists who look at that particular type of meristem will vary. Okay, तो ये एक मेरिस्टेम को कोई ये कहेगा, कोई वो कहेगा, कोई और तीसरे नाम से जानेगा. क्यों? क्योंकि उनका देखने का नजरिया अलग है. They look from different, point of view. Is it fine? Is it fine? So meristems do not change. Meristems are always meristems only. Means they are always dividing wale cells only, right? But how people have explained them is different. Is it okay? You understood my point of discussion? If you understand this, then only whatever I'm going to read now, you will understand. Okay? So the meristems can be classified on their mode of origin, their position, and also their function. 3 अलग अलग नजरिए से हम मेरिस्टम्स को एक्सप्लेन कर सकते हैं. पहला क्या है? अकॉर्डिंग टू ओरिजिन एंड डेवलपमेंट. ओके, तो एक बंदे ने बोला ये मेरिस्टेम का नाम ये है क्योंकि ये सबसे पहले आया, ये उसके बाद आया, ये उसके बाद आया, तो बेस्ड ऑन दी ओरिजिन उसको नेमिंग सेरेमनी उसका हो गया। दूसरे बंदे ने बोला कि नेमिंग है ये अपना ओरिजिन वगैरह ठीक है, पोजीशन मैटर्स, किधर प्रेजेंट है, अपाइकल रीजन में प्रेजेंट है, सैंडविच है बीच में, साइड में है, कहाँ पर है, वो पोजीशन से उसको नाम देना चाहिए। तीसरे बंदे ने कहा पोजीशन से क्या लेना देना है और ना ही ओरिजिन से क्या लेना देना है, उनका क्या फंक्शन है ना, उसके हिसाब से हम उसको नाम देना चाहिए। Okay, so that meristem is the same one, but the way people have defined it in different ways, है ना, we have to understand in that particular perspective, right? Now, see, the first we're going to talk about is according to the origin and development. So, on the basis of origin, meristem tissue has three different types. The first is going to be called as promeristem or primordial meristem. Okay. The promeristem emerges from the embryo and therefore called as primordial or embryonic meristem. चलिए अब इसको थोड़ा सा मैं एक्सप्लेन कराती हूँ। लास्ट क्लास वी हैव टॉक्ड अबाउट द सीड। इन मॉर्फोलॉजी हमने सीड के बारे में बोला था ना बेटा, है ना। तो सीड में हमने क्या देखा था, सीड हैज गॉट एंडोस्पर्म एंड इट हैज गॉट एन एम्ब्रियो, बराबर। एक होता है एंडोस्पर्म विच इज द नरिशमेंट ऑफ द एम्ब्रियो और दूसरा खुद एम्ब्रियो होता है। अब ये जो एम्ब्रियो डेवलप होता है, इट डेवलप्स इनटू व्हाट वी हैव सीन, एम्ब्रियो डेवलप्स इनटू रेडिकल एंड प्लीम्यूल। रेडिकल विल गिव राइज टू द रूट सिस्टम, प्लीम्यूल विल गिव राइज टू द शूट सिस्टम। दिस वी हैड सीन इन द लास्ट क्लास, राइट। सो दे आर सेइंग दैट पर्टिकुलर मेरिस्टेम व्हिच इज अ पार्ट ऑफ योर एम्ब्रियो, तो एम्ब्रियो जो रेडिकल और प्लीम्यूल को बनाता है, उस एम्ब्रियो को, उस टिश्यू को, उस मेरिस्टेम को उन्होंने नाम दिया है प्रोमेरिस्टेम। ओके, करेक्ट, या एग्जैक्टली। सो द एम्ब्रियोनल मेरिस्टेम को उन्होंने क्या नाम दिया है, प्रोमेरिस्टेम। गॉट इट। और एम्ब्रियोनिक मेरिस्टेम, it is present in the regions where an organ or a part of the plant body is initiated. Do you remember something called as the cotyledonary node that we had seen in the last class? मैंने आपको ये ऐसे दिखाया था, cotyledonary node, है ना। तो what is this tendency? So this promeristem is going to be present in the region where the organ or the part of the plant body is initiated. That means, don't you think it is going to be a part of your cotyledonary node along with the radicle and the plumule? समझ में आ गई बात, है ना। A group of initial cells that lay down the foundation of an organ or a plant is called as a promeristem. So it is going to lead to, eventually it is going to result into the formation of the entire plant body. ऐसे वाले मेरिस्टेम को हम कहते हैं प्रोमेरिस्टेम, जो अभी तक डिवाइड ही हो रहा है कंटिन्यूअस, ठीक है। This group consists of limited number of cells which divide repeatedly to give rise to primary meristem. So promeristem will give rise to whom? The primary meristem. They are meristems. Let it be pro, let it be primary. They are meristems, means they are still dividing. Okay. The promeristem gives rise to all other meristems excluding secondary meristem. Excluding का मतलब क्या है? सिर्फ सेकेंडरी मेरिस्टेम छोड़ के बाकी सारे जितने भी मेरिस्टेम्स हैं ना, ये प्रो मेरिस्टेम से इमर्ज होते हैं। ओके फाइन। आगे जब मैं प्राइमरी मेरिस्टेम और सेकेंडरी मेरिस्टेम एक्सप्लेन करूंगी तो और क्लियर हो जाएगी ये कहानी। बट प्रो मेरिस्टेम किधर होता है, समझ में आ गया। एम्ब्रियोनिक स्टेज में जो मेरिस्टेम प्रेजेंट होता है, दैट इज गोइंग टू बी योर प्रो मेरिस्टेम। गॉट इट? एनी डिफिकल्टी इन दिस पर्टिकुलर स्लाइड? एनीवन हु हैज नॉट अंडरस्टूड एनीथिंग माय डियर्स? Any point? Clear? I am going to talk about that only. After promeristem, I am going to talk about primary only. Right? So now I'll explain what is primary meristem. A primary meristem originates from the promeristem and retains its meristematic activity. मतलब अभी अभी हमने बोला था, अभी अभी हमने देखा था, क्या देखा था, that pro-meristems are something which are going to be giving rise to primary meristems. So they are saying primary meristems arise from the pro-meristems, है ना? It is located in the apices of the root, stem and leaf primordial. That is, it's going to be present in the root tip and the shoot tip. Root tip and the shoot tip. ठीक है, मतलब क्या हो गया, अभी समझ में आ रहा है कुछ? रूट टिप के ऊपर है जोन ऑफ इलोंगेशन, जोन ऑफ इलोंगेशन के ऊपर है जोन ऑफ मैचुरेशन, बराबर है, मतलब सेल वो हमने देखे थे रूट हेयर, है ना, और उसके ऊपर हमने देखा था जोन ऑफ मैचुरेशन एंड ऑल. So what do you mean by that? Now that particular pro-meristem has given rise to primary meristem, and the primary meristem is only now present in a confined, defined areas, that is called as the root tip and the shoot tip. बाकी जो है zone of elongation has started to differentiate, and zone of maturation वाले cells have already differentiated. They are no more meristem. Okay, so pro-meristem will give rise to primary meristem, and primary meristem is going to be present only in specific regions, that is the root tip and the shoot tip. Is it fine? Example, apical meristem, intercalary meristem and intrafascicular can be among the steps. Now what is all these things I'll explain, don't worry about it. आगे वाले इसमें आने वाला है यही, अपाइकल क्या होता है, इंटरकैलरी क्या होता है और इंट्राफेसिकुलर क्या होता है, वो आने ही वाला है, आज ही पढ़ाऊंगी, डोंट वरी. Primary meristem causes growth in the length, but secondary meristem mainly is going to cause growth in the thickness. तो जो thickness बढ़ता है ना stem का या root का, it is because of the secondary meristem, and primary meristem is for length का elongation. तो plant की जो height बढ़ती है ना, it becomes tall. Root also goes deeper into the soil. So length wise जो growth है, it is because of primary meristem. Is it fine? Okay. Okay. So primary meristem क्या होता है? What is primary meristem? The meristem which is going to be born from the promeristem. Primary meristem is confined in particular regions like the root tip or the shoot tip. Primary meristems are ultimately going to give rise to, सब लोग इधर मिस्टेक करेंगे कि primary meristem will give rise to what? So the primary meristem will give rise to something called as a permanent tissue and not secondary meristem. Okay, so pro-meristem will give rise to primary meristem, primary meristem will give rise to permanent tissue. फिर ये secondary meristem कहाँ से आया? है कि नहीं? है कि नहीं? प्रो-मेरिस्टेम ने क्या किया बेटा? प्रो-मेरिस्टेम ने प्राइमरी बनाया, प्राइमरी ने एक्चुअली सेकेंडरी बनाना चाहिए था लेकिन नहीं बनाया. प्राइमरी ने क्या बनाया? प्राइमरी मेरिस्टेम ने बनाया परमानेंट टिश्यू. प्राइमरी मेरिस्टेम ने बनाया परमानेंट टिश्यू. तो व्हाट इज दिस परमानेंट टिश्यू, ये भी देखेंगे. या व्हाट इज योर थॉट नाउ बेटा? रिपीट द थर्ड लास्ट पॉइंट ऑफ द अर्लियर स्लाइड. A group of initial cells that lay down the foundation of an organ. Yeah, so these are the ones which will lay down the formation of radicle and femule. So that is the foundation of an organ. So radicle will eventually give rise to root and femule will finally give rise to shoot. Okay, got it? Yeah. So यहाँ तक समझ में आ गया है? किसी को डाउट है? चलो बोलो quickly. Pro-meristem to primary meristem, primary meristem to permanent tissue. Now we go to the permanent tissue. Okay. Permanent tissue will give rise to secondary meristem, but वो permanent आ जाएगा ना, इसलिए बीच में उन्होंने secondary meristem को लाया है. लेकिन देखो क्या दिया है, secondary meristem develop from primary permanent tissue. इसका मतलब क्या हो गया? Primary tissue will give rise to permanent tissue, and from permanent tissue there will be secondary meristem formation. Is it okay? समझ में आ रही है बात? They are not present in the embryonic stage of the plant. They are present in mature regions of the root and the stem, and many plants, particularly those that produce woody axis, जो wood बनाते हैं ना, उधर ये सेकेंडरी मेरिस्टेम प्रेजेंट होता है. Some cells of the permanent tissue become meristematic and they constitute the secondary meristem. अब ये जो है इसको मैं थोड़ा सा सिंप्लीफाई करके आपको एक्सप्लेन करती हूँ. ओके, आई विल सिंप्लीफाई दिस थिंग फॉर यू. अंडरस्टैंड. यू कैन सी दिस रिंग. ये गोल्ड की रिंग दिखाई दे रही है तुम्हें, है ना. यू कैन सी दिस गोल्ड रिंग और डायमंड रिंग जो भी है. चलो ये गोल्ड रिंग है, इसमें डायमंड रिंग है, ये प्योर गोल्ड रिंग. कैन यू सी दिस? ओके. नाउ ये जो गोल्ड की रिंग बनी है, इट्स ऑफ गोल्ड. ओके, कहाँ से बनी? पहले ये क्या था? पहले से ही रिंग था क्या? कि वो जो जूलर है या जो भी वो जो काम करता है गोल्ड का, है ना, उसके पास रिंग पहले से ही थी कि उसने कार्विंग करके ये रिंग बनाई होगी? हाँ, करेक्ट. तो गोल्ड का पीस था. यस, वेरी राइटली सेड हिमांशु. एक गोल्ड का पीस रहेगा, है ना. उस गोल्ड के पीस को पिघलाकर या जो भी करके दिस रिंग हैज बीन फॉर्म्ड, राइट. दिस रिंग हैज बीन फॉर्म्ड. व्हाट इज द, it has attained a permanent shape, size and function. ये ring ही कहलाएगा. You cannot call it as a bangle. Can you call it as a bangle? No, it's a ring. Can you call it as an earring? No, it's a ring. है ना. मतलब it attained a permanent shape, size and function. Function क्या है? To go and sit in the finger. बराबर है. क्या फंक्शन है? इसको कहाँ पहनाया जाता है बेटा? ये कहाँ पहनते हैं हम रिंग को? इन द फिंगर. करेक्ट है, करेक्ट है. गोल्ड का बार था जिससे ये रिंग बनाई गई. वो जो गोल्ड का बार था या जो भी था, वो बिस्किट था या जो भी स्लैब था, वॉट एवर मीन द वे यू वांट टू टेक इट, वो जो गोल्ड का स्लैब था, दैट वाज द प्रोमेरिस्टेम. दैट वाज द प्रोमेरिस्टेम. प्रोमेरिस्टेम गेव राइज टू व्हाट? प्राइमरी मेरिस्टेम. अब प्राइमरी मेरिस्टेम का मतलब क्या है? वो गोल्ड जो है उसको पिघलाकर जो लिक्विड बनाया गया है टू मेक दिस रिंग, राइट. वी हैव चेंज द फॉर्म और नॉट? वी हैव चेंज द फॉर्म ना. तो हमने गोल्ड के बिस्किट को अभी पिघलाकर क्या कर दिया? लिक्विड बना दिया. करेक्ट. तो जो लिक्विड बना है वो उस गोल्ड के पीस का, उस गोल्ड के बिस्किट का, दैट लिक्विड इज इन द प्रोसेस ऑफ गेटिंग converted into a ring. It is not the ring. जो लिक्विड है वो रिंग नहीं है. बराबर है. लेकिन लिक्विड नहीं होता है तब तक ये रिंग नहीं बनती है. करेक्ट है, करेक्ट है. So that liquid, that is conversion of that gold slab into a liquid, that is going to be your primary meristem. Okay, that is going to be your primary meristem, है ना. And primary meristem will ultimately give rise to a permanent tissue. What is a permanent tissue? The one which has attained a permanent shape, size, function. Got it? So a permanent tissue is the one which has attained a permanent shape, size, function. तो वो हो गया हमारा permanent tissue. So promeristem is that gold का slab. Primary meristem is the liquid gold, है ना? And permanent tissue is this ring which has attained a permanent shape, size, function. Any difficulty in understanding इधर तक की कहानी? I'll tell you what is secondary. I'll tell you बेटा. Primary permanent tissue क्या होता है? इधर तक समझ में आ गया बेटा? Anyone who has not followed? All of you all followed ना? Okay. Now I'm using this ring say for the past 25 years. ये 25 years से actual में 25 years से use कर रही हूँ. तो ये जो मेरी ring है मैं last 25 years से use कर रही हूँ. ठीक है. अब है ना, ये यूज कर करके मुझे बहुत बोर हो रहा है. अब मुझे कुछ नया बनाने का मन कर रहा है. आई डोंट वांट टू वेयर दिस रिंग यार. बस हो गया. 20-25 साल से ऊपर में ये सेम रिंग यूज कर रही हूँ, है ना. तो नाउ
मैम,
हाँ बोलो.
then this ring will be pro-meristem and the lava will be again primary meristem, right?
I'll tell you beta. You're right. I'll just tell you. You're right. So what I will do now, I again go to the goldsmith, right? I go to the goldsmith. I tell him कि भाई ये रिंग ले ले, है ना, इसका वेट कर ले, ये रिंग तू ले ले और इसको पिघलाकर मेरे लिए इयररिंग्स बना ले। क्या बना ले? इयररिंग्स बना ले। अब मुझे बोलो बेटा, ये रिंग पिघलाने के बाद, ये रिंग पिघलाने के बाद क्या वो रिंग रहेगी? विल इट रिमेन एज अ रिंग? ऑब्वियसली नॉट। अगेन इट विल गेट इनटू मोल्टन गोल्ड, है ना? वो मोल्टन हो जाएगा, लिक्विड गोल्ड हो जाएगा। मतलब क्या हो गया? मतलब क्या हो गया? जब मैंने इसको बनाने के लिए गोल्ड के पीस को मेल्ट किया था, वो वाला फॉर्म, हाँ, वो लिक्विड वाला फॉर्म, और अभी ये रिंग को पिघलाने के बाद जो लिक्विड वाला फॉर्म मिलने वाला है वो एक ही है कि नहीं? लिक्विड इज लिक्विड, गोल्ड का लिक्विड, गोल्ड का लिक्विड। चाहे वो बिस्किट पिघलाने से लिक्विड बने या चाहे ये गोल्ड का रिंग पिघलाने से लिक्विड बने, हाउ डज इट मैटर? डिड यू ऑल अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट आई एम ट्राइंग टू टेल you? So when I'll again melt this pre-formed, which has already permanent shape, size and function, it is already pre-formed, उसको भी पिघलाने के बाद मुझे एक ही चीज मिलती है, वो है gold in the molten form. Agreed? Agreed? Correct? So this gold in the molten form and the earlier gold in the molten form are the same. Did you understand this? सेकेंड टाइम पिघलाने के बाद जो लिक्विड मुझे मिला है उसको हम कहते हैं सेकेंडरी मेरिस्टेम। डिड यू गेट मी? डिड यू अंडरस्टैंड दिस? इसका मतलब क्या हो गया? फ्यू सेल्स, नाउ अंडरस्टैंड दिस, हाँ, इधर तो मैंने पूरी रिंग पिघलाई है, बट फ्यू सेल्स ऑफ द परमानेंट टिश्यू, few cells of the permanent tissue, which permanent? Primary permanent. Primary permanent मतलब primary मेरिस्टेम से जो permanent tissue बनाता वो, okay? Few cells of the permanent tissue regain the capacity to divide. Regain, वापस पिघलाया मैंने, regain the capacity to divide, and those group of cells which regain the capacity to divide from the permanent tissue, those group of cells will be called as secondary meristematic cells. Did you all understand what is secondary meristematic tissue now? So the tissue which has developed from the permanent tissue. Okay, so few cells of the permanent tissue regain the capacity to divide, and now they will be called as secondary meristematic tissue या फिर secondary meristem. अब क्या हो गया? अब क्या हो गया? अब परमानेंट टिश्यू का जो परमानेंट शेप साइज फंक्शन था वो चेंज हो गया, है ना? परमानेंट टिश्यू का शेप साइज फंक्शन जो था वो चेंज हो गया कि नहीं बेटा? राइट? सिमिलरली जैसे मेरे अभी इयररिंग्स बन गए, अब इयररिंग्स बने मतलब क्या हो गया? वो जो मोल्टन था, मोल्टन लिक्विड सोना जो मैंने इससे पिघलाया था, उसका मैंने वापस कुछ ना कुछ बनाया. I made something out of it, something different, but I made or not? What did I make now? Again, I made a permanent tissue. Why permanent? Because again, it will attain a permanent shape, size and function. जो shape रहे, earring का shape जो भी हो, है ना? What is the function? I can't wear it in my ring finger now. I have to wear it in my ears. So now the function has changed. Instead of coming and sitting in my ring finger, it has to come and sit on my ears. So function change हो गया कि नहीं? In the same way, this secondary meristem will also give rise to secondary permanent tissue. नहीं समझा? अंदर जा रहे हैं, ऊपर जा रहे हैं आप लोग के? अंदर जा रहे हैं ना? अंदर जाने दो बेटा, टैंजेंट ऊपर नहीं जाने दो. नहीं समझता है तो बार बार पूछो, बिकॉज दिस इज वेरी कंसेप्चुअल पार्ट. ये बहुत ही कंसेप्चुअल है ना? तो अब क्या हो गया बेटा? व्हाट हैज हैपेंड? इयरिंग, सॉरी, रिंग टू इयरिंग, रिंग टू इयरिंग, ये जो जर्नी है, दैट इज व्हाट जर्नी? परमानेंट टिश्यू टू सेकेंडरी मेरिस्टेम, सेकेंडरी मेरिस्टेम टू सेकेंडरी परमानेंट टिश्यू. गॉट इट? अब ये जो सेकेंडरी परमानेंट टिश्यू है ना बेटा, it will never change. It will never regain the capacity to undergo one more round of cell division. कभी नहीं होगा. ठीक है? Got it? Got it? Very clearly. So, promeristem gives rise to primary meristem. Primary meristem gives rise to permanent tissue. Few cells of the permanent tissue regain the capacity to divide, which will now be called as secondary meristem. Secondary meristem finally makes up the secondary permanent tissue. All the things clear? हाँ, इयरिंग्स को कुछ नहीं कर सकते आगे, है ना? Got this? Any difficulty? Any doubts? पक्का? 1 मिनट, इसको मैं थोड़ा सा ना व्हाइट बोर्ड पे आपके साथ शेयर करती हूँ, so that you will understand what is my explanation का type. Okay? See. Now where is this? Actually, you all are seeing something in the chat box. Let me see. Huh, I'm putting that only. So first I'm talking about the promeristem. ओके, प्रोमेरिस्टेम से बनेगा अपना प्राइमरी मेरिस्टेम, है ना? प्राइमरी मेरिस्टेम से क्या बनेगा बेटा? किधर गया है? परमानेंट टिश्यू. ओके, परमानेंट टिश्यू से क्या बनेगा? secondary meristem. Secondary meristem will give rise to here I'll write down primary permanent tissue. Any doubts in this now? Kindly copy these things quickly, very important one. फटाफट लिखो, फटाफट. Yeah, sometimes there are net issues, I know. ये लिख लो, प्रोमेरिस्टेम टू प्राइमरी मेरिस्टेम, प्राइमरी मेरिस्टेम टू प्राइमरी परमानेंट टिश्यू, प्राइमरी परमानेंट टिश्यू टू सेकेंडरी मेरिस्टेम, सेकेंडरी मेरिस्टेम टू सेकेंडरी परमानेंट टिश्यू. प्लीज राइट डाउन दिस. ये लिखने के बाद मैं कुछ और एक्सप्लेन कर रही हूँ, बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट फेनोमेना है ये भी, तो प्लीज आपको बहुत अच्छी तरह से समझना है. या वन वे एरो, ओनली वन वे एरो, यस, वन वे एरो बिटवीन ईच स्टेप. डन? ओके, हैव ऑल ऑफ यू ऑल डन? सो दैट एक्सप्लेन समथिंग. मैं इधर कुछ लिख रही हूँ. use a different color. Which color I'll use? Blue. Better. ओके, नाउ उसके साइड में आपको ब्लू में कुछ मैंने लिखा है, वो अरे ये स्पेलिंग रॉन्ग है, ये डिफरेंशिएशन है एक्चुअली.
Suffering from cancer and the doctor said that only 2 days were left of his life and to complete
ये है
his
डिफरेंशिएशन.
all wish and one of the wish was that funded.
ओके, ये डिफरेंशिएशन है, ये डी डिफरेंशिएशन है और ये री डिफरेंशिएशन है. यस, करेक्ट है. या
He wanted to listen to their music.
Okay, fine. Textbook ink is in the process that occurs in the respective. Yeah. The name of that process happens. That's what I'm asking. If you have written, I'll explain what I have written. Shall I explain? Yeah. So pro meristem to meristem, primary meristem जो process होता है, it is by mitosis. Okay. You know what is mitosis? Cell cycle, cell division. We have completed. Primary meristem to primary permanent tissue, the process is differentiation. That is, it will eventually give rise to a permanent shape, size, function wale cells. है ना? So that process is called as differentiation. Now, some cells of the primary permanent tissue regain the capacity to divide, है ना? To form your secondary meristem. This process is called as de-differentiation. What is it called as? De-differentiation. Okay. एंड सेकेंडरी मेरिस्टेम ने वापस जो सेकेंडरी परमानेंट टिश्यू बनाया उसको हम कहते हैं रीडिफरेंशिएशन. फाइन. So I don't want anyone of you all to lose marks in de-differentiation, differentiation, redifferentiation. I don't want anyone to lose your marks. Anyone. Okay. तो ये क्या था बेटा? What was this? This pro meristem was my gold का slab. Primary meristem क्या है? Primary meristem is going to be something that is going to be my molten gold. Primary permanent tissue is going to be my ring, है ना? Secondary meristem ring को पिघलाने के बाद जो वापस molten हुआ है that gold. And secondary permanent is something which is going to be my earrings. Got this? ये process समझा? So differentiation, de-differentiation, redifferentiation. Any difficulty in understanding these terms as well? Anyone who has not followed this? बिल्कुल समझ में आ गई ये बात? Because ये concept बहुत crucial concept है बेटा. आगे plant growth and development करके भी एक chapter है जिसमें वापस ये आने वाला है. So, I don't want anyone of you all to have any confusion in your minds. Sure? Right? चलो तो ये प्रो मेरिस्टेम इज गोइंग टू बी योर एम्ब्रियोनल मेरिस्टेम, है ना? प्राइमरी मेरिस्टेम जो है, प्राइमरी मेरिस्टेम इज गोइंग टू बी प्रेजेंट इन योर अपाइसिस, अपाइकल रीजन में होते हैं, है ना? रूट टिप, शूट टिप, उधर ये प्राइमरी मेरिस्टेम है. प्राइमरी परमानेंट टिश्यू जो है ना बेटा, ये पूरे प्लांट बॉडी पूरा प्राइमरी परमानेंट टिश्यू से भरा हुआ है, अदर देन दी अपाइसिस. रूट टिप एंड शूट टिप के अलावा जो बाकी का बॉडी ऑफ द प्लांट है ना, इट इज गोइंग टू हैव प्राइमरी परमानेंट टिश्यू या फिर सेकेंडरी परमानेंट टिश्यू. ठीक है. सेकेंडरी मेरिस्टेम, group of cells which will regain the capacity to divide. It could be anywhere. Okay, it could be on the root also, it could be on the shoot also. But for this secondary meristem to undergo redivisions, you are going to require something called as cambium. ओके. तो ये जो सेकेंडरी मेरिस्टेम होता है ना, ये सेकेंडरी मेरिस्टेम का ही दूसरा नाम है, ब्लू आया, सेकेंडरी मेरिस्टेम का ही दूसरा नाम है और कॉल्ड एज सो सेकेंडरी मेरिस्टेम को ही हम क्या कहते हैं बेटा? व्हाट वी कॉल इट एज cambium tissue. So those who are asking me what is cambium tissue, समझ में आया? Okay. So cambium tissue is the one which will eventually form the secondary permanent tissue. ठीक है. अब मैं example आपको दे रही हूँ. I'm just giving you the examples. तो ये जो primary meristem है, it is going to be it is present in the apical regions of root और shoot. कहीं पर भी ये प्रेजेंट होता है. प्राइमरी परमानेंट टिश्यू जो है ना, प्राइमरी परमानेंट टिश्यू कुड बी योर it could be primary xylem, it could be primary phloem, anything. It could be anything. Primary xylem or primary phloem, कुछ भी हो सकता है. Secondary meristem, it's also called as your cork cambium. And secondary permanent tissue का example जो है ना, it is going to be your secondary xylem, secondary phloem. Okay, so primary xylem, primary phloem is primary permanent tissue, and secondary xylem, secondary phloem is your secondary permanent tissue. Just put down over your secondary. So secondary xylem, or it could be secondary phloem. Now, what is the difference between primary xylem and secondary xylem? What is the difference between primary phloem and secondary phloem? वो मैं आगे explain करूँगी जैसे हम लोग आगे पढ़ेंगे. Okay, got it? Fine. I hope now the things are very, very clear. हाँ, you can put a hyphen, no problem. So promeristem, हाँ, promeristem हमने लिखा ही नहीं. Is the embryonic meristem. तो embryonic stage में जो present होता है is promeristem. Primary meristem is present in the apical regions of the root or shoot. Primary permanent tissue is going to be present in the primary xylem and primary phloem. Secondary meristem is also called as your cambium tissue. And secondary permanent tissue is going to be present in your secondary xylem and secondary phloem. Is it clear about all these things, whatever has been put up? जो भी मैंने बोर्ड पे, I mean वो जो भी है white board पर लिखा है, have you all followed it? है कोई difficulty? है कोई difficulty? देखो देखो देखो, quickly come on, tell me if you have not followed anything. Any doubt? No? Understood? क्या बात है? Very good. If you have understood ना, अच्छी बात है बेटा. Can I go to the slide sharing now? Can I clear this? Have all of you all have written this in a very systematic way? Okay. Everyone, only one or two people are answering. Okay, beta. Sure. Fine. So I can stop this sharing and I'll go to the next one. I mean our slides. Okay. Now whatever I'll say now, you will understand it better because this is the thing which I had to explain in detail. Now you will understand the things much better. तो अभी language भी तुम्हारी ना ये easy हो जाएगी. Yeah. So see. These are the meristems developed from primary permanent tissue. Now you got it, what I'm trying to tell you. They are not present in the embryonic stage of the plant. Of course, they are not present in the embryonic stage. Where are they present? Where are they present? They are going to be coming later on in the life. बाद में आएंगे. Starting से तो नहीं है. Permanent tissues से develop होने वाले हैं. So they are not going to be present from the beginning. है ना? These are present in mature regions of root and the stem of many plants. Mature regions. Mature means those who have attained a permanent shape, size, function. उसमें से some of the cells will regain the capacity to divide, ना? Right, na? So they are going to be found where? They are going to be found in the mature regions of many plants, particularly those that produce wood. है ना? Some of the cells of the primary permanent tissue become meristematic. That is, they regain the capacity to divide and constitute the secondary meristem. Correct? Correct? By the activity of the secondary meristem, secondary growth takes place. That is the reason we got secondary xylem and secondary phloem. That is the secondary growth. Correct है? हमने लिखा था ना अभी secondary permanent tissue का example क्या लिखा था बेटा? Secondary xylem and secondary phloem. So secondary xylem and secondary phloem are a product of what? Secondary meristem. Agreed? Cork cambium, interfascicular cambium, and root cambium are excellent examples of secondary meristem. Now, cork cambium. Cork cambium, ये आपने word cork प्लांट का कॉर्क, ट्री का कॉर्क, ये आपने बहुत बार बचपन से ये शायद वर्ड सुना होगा. सो व्हाट इज दिस कॉर्क? सो जो पेरिफेरल आपको दिखाई देता है ना, बार्क जो होता है, ट्री का जो बार्क होता है ना, उस रीजन से थोड़ा अंदर, मतलब कहाँ तक है मैं आपको बाद में बताऊंगी व्हेन आई विल एक्चुअली एक्सप्लेन व्हाट इज कॉर्क कैम्बियम. सो बाहर वाला रीजन, बेसिकली यू जस्ट रिमेंबर द आउटर गर्थ वाला रीजन जो है ना, दैट इज गोइंग टू बी योर कॉर्क कैम्बियम. Interfascicular cambium. Interfascicular cambium is something which is going to be sandwiched between something. So where it is going to be, I'll explain that when I explain cambium. Root cambium, नाम से पता चल रहा है, that cambium which is present in the root. Got it? Yes. Formation of meristem from any permanent tissue is called as dedifferentiation. I already have written what is differentiation, dedifferentiation and redifferentiation. So they are saying the same thing. Formation of meristem from any permanent tissue. So हमने क्या लिखा था? Permanent meristem and secondary meristem के बीच में हमने dedifferentiation लिखा हुआ है ना? अगर आपने उस पार्ट को अच्छी तरह से समझा है, this particular thing becomes the most easy part. So formation of the meristem from any permanent tissue is going to be called as dedifferentiation. Promeristem to primary meristem, primary meristem to permanent tissue to secondary meristem is the line that we have to understand, which I have written just now and given it to you. Okay? Yes? Any doubts? Any confusions? Secondary meristem समझा? Anyone who did not follow the language, any point, just go through the point quickly. Yeah, I'll send it. I know, I'll send it. Anyone? Woody axis मतलब जो wood बनाता है, bark जिससे हमें wood मिलता है ना, that, those trees generally. Okay? Got it? Sure, fine, good. Now, we'll see the classification of meristems based on the position. अभी हमने based on क्या देखा था बेटा? Right now we have seen based on the origin. Who originated first? Who originated later? Who originated in the last part of the life of the plant? So ये हमने देखा था based on the origin. The second is based on the position. So based on the position, now the words are apical meristem, intercalary meristem, and lateral meristem. Let us see this. On the basis of their position in the plant body, meristems are classified as three categories. First is apical. As the name says, the meristem which is located at the growing apices of the main as well as the lateral shoots or roots is going to be called as apical meristem. This meristem of apical cells may be either strictly terminal or subterminal. Strictly terminal मतलब एकदम टिप पे. Subterminal means थोड़ा सा नीचे, कहीं पर भी हो सकता है ये region. Okay. These cells are responsible for linear growth of an organ. Can you tell me apical meristem को ही उन्होंने पहले वाले रिसर्च लोगों ने जिन्होंने based on origin नाम दिया था, उन्होंने क्या नाम दिया था बेटा apical meristem को? What they had given the name to the apical meristem? Yes, you are right. You are right. Sneha Singh, you are right. Perfect. Correct. Okay. Very good. Very good, Sneha. Yes, Preksha. Yes. The same को उन्होंने नाम दिया था primary meristem, which was confined to only the tips. मैंने अभी आपको बताया ना, primary meristem is going to be only confined to a particular region, that is the root tip or the shoot tip. अब उसी को based on position के हिसाब से scientist लोगों ने बोला कि it is apical meristem. So is apical meristem and primary meristem anything different? They are the same. How you look at it is different. So that's what in the beginning only I told you. I am the same person. Some people will call me teacher. Some people will call me, daughter. Some will call me wife. I know some, only one will call me wife. Right? Anyways, so jokes apart, but this is a fact. So there are, person is the same. Looking at that person or defining that person is going to be different. Same way this is happening. The primary meristem and the apical meristem are logically the same. Logically the same. है ना? करेक्ट, ओके। सो यहाँ पर अपाइकल मेरिस्टेम ऑफ द रूट एंड शूट का डायग्राम आपके एनसीईआरटी टेक्स्ट बुक में दिया है, काइंडली डू नॉट नेग्लेक्ट दिस, प्लीज लुक ओवर हियर. Don't look at this protoderm, it is based on function. Okay, so ये central cylinder cortex ये सारे फिलहाल के लिए टेंशन मत लीजिए, इवेंचुअली आपको समझेगा. Look at this, look at this, this is the root apical meristem over here. Can you see this? This is the root apical meristem, this is the root cap. Okay, and so it is going to be present in the based on the position we are talking. So the apical meristem is going to be present in the apical region of the root, and here you can see shoot apical meristem. ये दिखाई दे रहा है आपको, ये वाला part shoot apical meristem. So even in the root apices and even in the shoot apices, you'll be having this group of apical meristems. ठीक है, these are nothing but these are going to be your primary meristems. Fine. This is the leaf primordium, shoot apical meristem, axillary bud, differentiating vascular tissue. Differentiating vascular tissue means those who are undergoing differentiation. ठीक है, ये दोनों भी डायग्राम्स के हिसाब से भी समझा व्हाट आई एम ट्राइंग टू टेल यू. करेक्ट. सेकेंड इज इंटरकैलरी. इंटरकैलरी मतलब सैंडविच्ड. Okay, what is the meaning of intercalary? Sandwiched meristem. So these are the portions of the apical meristems which are separated from the apex during the growth of axis and formation of permanent tissue. तो जब permanent tissue बन रहा था तो ये जो है ना apical meristems है ना बीच बीच में कट हो गए, जैसे कि look at the diagram. Of course in the apical region apical meristem है ही, है ना. ये जो है ना बेटा ये वाला, ये जो लाइट ग्रीन कलर दिखाई दे रहा है, इट इज अ परमानेंट टिश्यू. ये वाला भी परमानेंट टिश्यू. अब दो परमानेंट टिश्यूज के बीच में ये जो मेरिस्टेम सैंडविच हुआ है ना, ये जो मेरिस्टेम सैंडविच हुआ है ना, उस सैंडविच मेरिस्टेम को हम कहते हैं इंटरकैलरी. सो वेयर इज इंटरकैलरी मेरिस्टेम गोइंग टू बी प्रेजेंट? इंटरकैलरी मेरिस्टेम इज गोइंग टू बी प्रेजेंट बिटवीन द टू परमानेंट टिश्यूज के बीच में. So the region of the meristem which lies sandwiched between the two permanent tissues will be called as your intercalary. समझ में आ गई बात? इसलिए उसको sandwiched कहती हूँ मैं. It's sandwiched, intercalary. ऊपर भी permanent tissue है, नीचे भी permanent tissue है, और बीच में ये जो है sandwich हुआ जो है that is intercalary meristem. Now if you see at the intercalary meristem, ये देखो ये साइड से ग्रोथ दे रहा है. इट इज शोइंग ग्रोथ फ्रॉम द साइड, लैटरल एरिया से ग्रोथ आ रहा है. कैन यू सी दिस? है ना. करेक्ट, करेक्ट. हाँ, इज द परमानेंट टिश्यू, इट कुड बी परमानेंट प्राइमरी परमानेंट, इट कुड बी सेकेंडरी परमानेंट, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, वट एवर इट. ओके, नो इश्यूज विद दैट. बट यू कैन सी दिस लैटरल ग्रोथ, है ना. ये साइड से ग्रोथ आ रही है, ब्रांचिंग हो रहा है. करेक्ट, करेक्ट. So that is going to be because of the meristematic activity. So this type of meristem is generally found in grass. You know why? Because grasses are eaten by the cattle generally. तो generally क्या होता है ना, ये जो ऊपर का जो टिप रीजन होता है ना, ये कैटल हो या जो भी हो, you know, herbivores जो होते हैं, they'll eat this away. तो अपाइकल मेरिस्टेम चला गया. अब उसको फर्दर ग्रोथ के लिए सिर्फ अगर परमानेंट टिश्यू है, इट वोंट ग्रो फर्दर. So for further growing है ना, ये बीच बीच में ऐसे पैचेस रह जाते हैं. That will eventually give rise to the new growth. So once upon a time which is an intercalary meristem, imagine कर लो कि ये इधर ऐसा खा लिया उसको. तो once upon a time जो intercalary था ना, वो अभी क्या बन जाएगा? ये ऐसे अगर किसी ने उसको खा लिया ऊपर वाला पार्ट, तो अभी ये जो इंटरकैलरी है वो अभी क्या बन जाएगा? What will it get converted into? Exactly, very good. So it will now be called as your apical meristem, है ना. तो जनरली बीच में ग्रासेस में ये इंटरकैलरी मेरिस्टेम बहुत ज्यादा अमाउंट में प्रेजेंट होता है. ओके, सो सी एग्जाम्पल, इट्स गोइंग टू बी एग्जाम्पल मिंट, या पुदीने में भी होता है ये. बेस ऑफ द इंटरनोड, स्टेम ऑफ मेनी मोनोकॉट्स लाइक वीट, ग्रास, टेरिडोफाइट्स लाइक इक्विसिटम, इनमें सब में है ना ये इंटरकैलरी मेरिस्टेम इज फाउंड इन लार्ज अमाउंट्स. ओके, सो अपाइकल मेरिस्टेम इन द अपाइसिस, intercalary meristem sandwiched between द टू परमानेंट टिश्यूज के बीच में ये सैंडविच है. फाइन. It occurs between mature tissues, that is your intercalary. The last for the position is going to be lateral. नाम से पता नहीं चल रहा है. Lateral means side में, बाजू में. तो यहाँ पर आप देख रहे हो, this is the lateral tissue. What is it? These meristems occurs laterally in the axis, parallel to the sides of the stem and root. Okay, they are parallel to the sides. The cambium of vascular bundle, that is fascicular cambium, interfascicular cambium, extrastellar cambium, and the cork cambium or phellogen belong to this category and are found in dicots and gymnosperms, resulting in increase in diameter. अब ये पूरे ये जो मैंने नाम अभी अभी पढ़े हैं ना, वो सारे बाउंसर्स गए है ना, कुछ नहीं समझा है. करेक्ट. इट्स ओके. मैं हूँ, इसीलिए मैं हूँ. आई विल एक्सप्लेन. ओके. या व्हाट्स योर डाउट? In case of primary and secondary permanent tissue, how can we differentiate whether the one is secondary xylem or primary xylem? It will be dependent on the deposition of lignin beta. Primary xylem will not have lignin deposition. Secondary xylem and secondary phloem will have lignin deposition. So whenever you see xylem and phloem और उसमें अगर lignin है, so it can be directly concluded it's a secondary xylem or secondary phloem. Okay, got it? Yeah. Now ये जो सारे वर्ड्स ऐसे एकदम से टैंजेंट ऊपर से ढम करके आके आपके सिर पे गिरे हैं ना, उनको क्या करें वो देख लेते हैं. ओके. लेट अस अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट इज fascicular cambium, interfascicular cambium, extrastellar cambium. वो पहले बता दें. Fascicular cambium, the cambium which is going to be present between the cambium which is going to be present between the xylem and the phloem is going to be called as fascicular cambium. Okay, I'll tell you how. मैं आपको बताती हूँ, ये तीनों का मैं explanation देती हूँ. Just pay attention. I'll share the whiteboard with you all and I'll try to explain this part. Okay, I'll clear this. ये क्या आया? So first I'll explain what is. Okay, now here I'll just draw this.
Yes, miss.
We take the TS
Let us understand
of
what
1 minute, huh? Just 1 minute.
breaks
ओके, सो दिस इज द थिंग दैट यू कैन सी आई हैव ड्रॉन, है ना। ये मैंने बाहर का एक सर्कल बनाया है, एक अंदर का सर्कल बनाया है, और ये ऐसे मैंने है ना ट्रायंगुलर लाइक कोन एंड आइसक्रीम का स्कूप। नहीं लग रहा है? नहीं लग रहा है तो भी बोलो हाँ लग रहा है करके, क्योंकि वही मैं ड्रॉ करने की कोशिश कर रही हूँ। एक कोन अपना और ऊपर आइसक्रीम का स्कूप कैसे दिखता है, समथिंग लाइक दैट वे। ओके, सो आई विल एक्सप्लेन व्हाट इज द वर्ड्स दैट आई वाज टॉकिंग अबाउट। तो सबसे पहले ये जो बाहर से मतलब फ्रॉम दिस रीजन टू दिस रीजन, ये जो आपको रीजन दिखाई दे रहा है, फ्रॉम दिस रीजन टू दिस रीजन, दिस रीजन टू दिस रीजन, ये वाला। ओके, ये जो रीजन है that is called as extrastellar. What is it called as? Extrastellar. While इसके अंदर ये जो छोटा सर्कल है ना बेटा, ये छोटे सर्कल के अंदर का जो रीजन है that will be called as stellar. STELLAR, stellar. ओके, और ये जो है बाहर का, ये जो मैंने एरो बनाया है, what is it? It is extrastellar. Okay, so that was the one word that was given over there. अब ये एक्स्ट्रा स्टेलर रीजन में क्या क्या आता है वो आगे हम लोग देखने वाले हैं. टुडे आई वोंट ट्रबल यू विथ so many new things at a time. Okay, I know this diagram is there in the textbook but it is later on given, है ना. हाँ, yeah, exactly. So see beta, so this is your extrastellar region. You understood what is extrastellar. Okay, ये जो छोटा सर्कल है ना उसको हम कहते हैं स्टेले, STELE, या फिर स्टेलर रीजन. अब ये स्टेलर रीजन में ये जो पार्ट है, ये वाला ऊपर का जो आइसक्रीम का स्कूप है, एक्चुअल आइसक्रीम जो है, ओके, दैट इज गोइंग टू बी कॉल्ड एज योर फ्लोएम. What it is going to be called as? It's going to be called as your phloem. Okay. ये जो नीचे वाला रीजन है that is your xylem. So I'll just put over here. ये है अपना xylem. ये है अपना phloem. Okay. So again this is going to be what? Again this is going to be what? Xylem. This is going to be phloem. कुछ समझ में आ रही है बात? So what is this? Come on, tell me. Xylem inside, phloem outside. Xylem inside, right, and phloem outside. Did you get it? Okay. अब ये xylem and phloem के बीच में can you see I made this? ये वाले जो मैंने ऐसे strips बनाए हैं, can you see the strips जो मैंने सेंटर में सैंडविच किए हैं, है ना. It's very clear. ये जो सैंडविच है बीच में, राइट, ये जो सैंडविच रीजन है ना बेटा, ये वाला जो ये रेड वाला रीजन जिसके ऊपर अब मैं ऐसे मार्किंग कर रही हूँ, दिस रीजन इज गोइंग टू बी कॉल्ड एज योर fascicular cambium. What is that region going to be called as? Fascicular cambium. It's also called as intrafascicular. It's also called as intrafascicular, or it's called as fascicular. Any confusion? What is extrastellar and what is fascicular? ये देखो, ये जो मैंने स्ट्रिप्स बना रही हूँ ना मैं, ये वाला दैट इज fascicular cambium, या इट्स कॉल्ड एज intrafascicular cambium. Any difficulty? Come on. Fascicular cambium या intrafascicular cambium कहते हैं हम इसको. ठीक है, लेबलिंग करा देती हूँ so that you know it will be easy for you all to actually understand what I'm trying to tell. So सबसे पहले ये वाला रीजन में पहले सबसे पहले मार्क कराऊंगी, उसके बाद आई विल टेल यू फ्लोएम. ये अपना फ्लोएम है, ये अपना जाइलम है, और ये जो रीजन है ये है अपना कैम्बियम. So I'll just mark it फटाफट से so you will understand. What is this? Extrastellar region. Okay. This is going to be the phloem. This is going to be the xylem. And this is going to be my fascicular cambium, or it's also called as, मैं ये कैप्स में डाल रही हूँ पर्पसली, ओके समझा बेटा? इट्स कॉल्ड एज fascicular cambium या फिर इट्स कॉल्ड एज इंट्राफैसिकुलर कैम्बियम. ओके ये जो इंट्राफैसिकुलर कैम्बियम या फैसिकुलर कैम्बियम है ना, इट इज गोइंग टू बी प्रेजेंट फ्रॉम द एम्ब्रियोनल एज. सो दिस इज गोइंग टू बी योर प्राइमरी मेरिस्टेम. ये जो फैसिकुलर कैम्बियम है ना, इट इज गोइंग टू बी योर प्राइमरी मेरिस्टेम. ठीक है, अब लास्ट वाला पॉइंट और सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट वाला पॉइंट ये देखिए, इसका मैं कलर पर्पस भी नहीं, चलो कलर यही रखती हूँ, रेडी रखती हूँ. ये देखो अब मैं क्या करा रही हूँ, जस्ट लुक एट इट. व्हाट एम आई डूइंग नाउ? आई एम कनेक्टिंग समथिंग विथ समथिंग. मैं कुछ तो कनेक्ट कर रही हूँ ना, है ना? लुक एट द वे आई एम कनेक्टिंग. मैं किसको कनेक्ट कर रही हूँ बेटा? मैं दो फैसिकुलर कैम्बियम्स को कनेक्ट कर रही हूँ ना, राइट? आई एम कनेक्टिंग द टू फैसिकुलर कैम्बियम्स. करेक्ट? ये रिंग दिखाई दे रही है, ये जो अभी मैंने ड्रॉ की है, दिस रिंग विच इज कनेक्टिंग द टू फैसिकुलर कैम्बियम्स, और द रिंग विच इज कनेक्टिंग द इंट्राफैसिकुलर कैम्बियम्स, है ना? दिस इज गोइंग टू बी कॉल्ड एज इंटरफैसिकुलर कैम्बियम. उसको हम क्या कहते हैं? इंटरफैसिकुलर. प्लीज ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट वाला पार्ट है. देखो बहुत कंफ्यूजन क्रिएट होने के चांसेस होते हैं इधर. तो ये देखो इधर ही लिख रही हूँ मैं. दिस इज गोइंग टू बी माय interfascicular. Okay, I'll draw the arrow for you all, don't worry, of course. So this is going to be my interfascicular. So did you understand the difference between intra and inter? Intra means sandwich between xylem and phloem, and inter means connecting the two intras. Got it? Okay, so extracellular, interfascicular, intrafascicular, fascicular, ये वर्ड समझ में आ रहे हैं? You want me to explain interfascicular? Yeah, interfascicular is that meristem, that secondary meristem, which is going to join the two intrafascicular cambiums. So this is one intrafascicular cambium, this is another intrafascicular cambium, और इन दोनों को join कर रहा है, इन दोनों को join कर रहा है. ये देखो, ये जो है, ये जो है, ये joining वाला है, ये जो है ये join कर रहा है ना, ये ज्वाइन करने वाला जो है इसको हम कहेंगे इंटरफैसिकुलर. ओके, गॉट इट? एनी डाउट्स, एनी कंफ्यूजन, एनी प्रॉब्लम? If you have not understood, ask me again and again. I want this to be very, very clear with all of you all. Only then you will understand the next part of explanation. Otherwise, you won't follow beta. पक्का समझा? Can you please draw this diagram quickly? Okay, please इसको एक बार draw कर लो. मैं एक बार वापस उसको explain कर रही हूँ. I'll explain it one more time. Okay. The region where the xylem and phloem are present will be called as your stellar region. The region outside the xylem and phloem region will be called as extrastellar region. Okay. Along with xylem and phloem, there will be many more things that will be present in the stellae, which I'll explain eventually. आज के लिए नहीं explain कर रही हूँ. The meristem that is sandwiched between xylem and phloem. The meristem which is sandwiched between xylem and phloem is called as fascicular cambium or intrafascicular cambium. while the cambium that joins the two fascicular cambium regions will be called as interfascicular cambium. Will be called as interfascicular cambium. Okay. Stellar region, yeah. Stellar region is going to be everything below this. I'll put the stellar also. I'll put it. This is the stellate. This region is called as stellar region. Okay. Stellate कहते हैं अंदर वाला, वो रिंग के अंदर वाला region is stellar region. Done. So based on position समझ में आ गया बेटा? So first is apical meristem based on position, intercalary meristem based on position, and lateral meristem based on position. So lateral meristem के examples है intrafascicular cambium, interfascicular cambium, extrastellar cambium. ये जो extrastellar cambium है ना, उसी को हम cork cambium कहते हैं. Extrastellar cambium को ही हम cork cambium कहते हैं. Okay, extrastellar region के इधर ही लिखती हूँ मैं, where cork cambium is present. Okay, got it? तो ये वाला जो रीजन है ना, जिधर मैंने एक्स्ट्रा स्टेलर रीजन लिखा है, ये वाले रीजन में आपका कॉर्क कैम्बियम बनेगा. Done. I'll go ahead. All of you have completed this. Okay. Yeah. So now we come to the lateral meristem. See the ones which I have given. Now you know what is fascicular cambium, interfascicular cambium, extrastellar cambium, and the cork cambium or phellogen. That is only the extrastellar cambium को ही हम cork cambium या phellogen कहते हैं. Belong to this category and are found in dicots and gymnosperms, resulting in the increase in the diameter. So जो dicots होते हैं ना, उनका जो bark होता है या जो stem होता है, it is really going to be very large enough because of these cambiums. Is it fine now? Okay. Yeah. So that's all about the based on position. And lastly, based on function. So on the basis of function, Haberland divided meristem into three groups: protoderm, procambium, and ground meristem. Now this is very simple. Protoderm, derm means skin. Okay. Proto means outside. So it is the outermost layer of the eumeristem. Okay, eumeristem means what? Skin. Skin ka meristem. By the activity of protoderm, epidermal tissue system is formed. So epidermal tissue system will include what all things? It will include epidermis, root hair, stem hair, stomata. All these will come under your protoderm से बना हुआ epidermal tissue system. Okay, that is protoderm. Procambium. These cells are long and they give rise to vascular tissue system. It includes xylem and phloem. So procambium will give rise to secondary xylem and secondary phloem. Okay, that is procambium giving rise to xylem and phloem. Function wise उसको divide किया है. And lastly, ground meristem. The cells of this region are large, thin-walled, isodiametric. Ground tissue system is formed by the activity of these cells. It includes hypodermis, cortex, endodermis, pericycle, pith race, pith, etc. तो ये जो सारे हैं ना, मतलब कौन? एपिडर्मिस और अपना जाइलम फ्लोएम. एपिडर्मिस और जाइलम फ्लोएम छोड़ के जितना भी दूसरा टिश्यू है ना, उसको हम कहते हैं ग्राउंड मेरिस्टेम. ओके, apart from epidermal tissue system and vascular. Vascular means what? The one which conducts food and water, that is xylem and phloem. तो food and water वाला और protection वाला, ये दोनों छोड़ के बाकी के जितने भी cells या tissues है ना plant में, those all will be called as your ground meristem. Is it fine? Perfectly understood these three types. Anyone having any confusion? Yeah. Eumeristem is new meristem, the newly formed. Okay, newly formed. Got it? Now, quick recap. Okay, what was it? Based on, first we have studied based on something called as origin. है ना? Based on origin, we had seen 3, 4. That is your, सबसे पहले कौन था? प्राइमोर्डियल या फिर उसको क्या कह रहे थे? प्रोमेरिस्टेम. प्रोमेरिस्टेम, प्राइमरी मेरिस्टेम, परमानेंट है ना? Yeah, it will develop from the permanent. That was your first part. Based on origin. Based on position again 3. Apical, intercalary and lateral. है ना? Correct? And lastly, based on function again 3. Protoderm, procambium and ground. Any difficulty in this? कोई भी part नहीं समझो ऐसा कुछ है बेटा? Anyone who has not understood anything till now? Who wants to say something? किसी ने mic on किया है? Anjali, your mic is on. Ground meristem, it is except the vascular cambium and the epidermal tissue system. बाकी जो भी कुछ है ना वो सारा ground है. अब hypodermis क्या है, cortical cells क्या है, medullary rays क्या है, pith क्या है, ये सारी चीजें है ना eventually मैं आपको एक एक करके explain करूंगी. So don't take too much tension about the ground meristem as of now. When I'll go into individual classifications, तब मैं तुम्हें हर एक चीज, each and every name I'll explain. Don't worry. Fine. Otherwise, anything broadly not understood? Anyone who is having any difficulty in this? समझ में आया है? पक्का? चल. So with this we complete the meristematic tissue. I had told you ना कि ये चैप्टर में और कुछ नहीं है, सिर्फ मेरिस्टेमेटिक टिश्यू है और परमानेंट टिश्यू है, दो ही चीजें हमें पढ़नी है. So out of the 2, we have already completed the meristematic tissue. We are left with what? Permanent tissue. But before going to permanent tissue, I'll quickly go ahead with the theories. ये theories जो है, it's not given in any of your textbooks, but they ask you some questions in your competitive exams. इसीलिए ये दिया हुआ है. Okay? So quickly इसको हम फटाफट एक ऐसे ही एक नजर मार लेते हैं. एक बार theories हमारी complete हो जाती है, so in tomorrow's class we can go ahead with the permanent tissue वाला part. Okay? Yeah. See. First is the vegetative root theory. These theories have been put forward by certain scientists very long back. बहुत पुरानी है ना? देखिए. First is apical cell theory. Apical means at the apex cell theory. This theory was proposed by Nageli. I told you ना, Nageli जी बार आएंगे हमारे साथ ये chapter में. So apical cell theory was put forward by Nageli and Hofmeister and supported by Wolf. According to Nageli and Hofmeister, the apical meristem is composed of a single cell. Okay, they were saying that apical cell जो होता है, apical region, apical meristem जो होता है, उसका जो apex है, it will be only single cell, is what they had proposed. This view is only applicable to bryophytes and some pteridophytes and some algae, but it cannot be proposed in higher plants like angiosperms. Okay, so they are saying this is the apical cell. ये देखो ये बोल रहे हैं ये apical cell है और ये उसके derivatives है. So they are saying from one single cell, many cells of the apical region can be developed. That is your apical cell theory. ठीक है. Histogen theory put forward, adapted वाली part है. What is this? According to this theory, the shoot apical meristeme consists of three distinct meristematic zones or layers called as histogens. He's saying first is the dermatogen, second is the periblem, and third is the plerome. So what is this? Let us see. Dermatogen is the outermost layer and it forms epidermis and epidermal tissue system. Dermato means skin, है ना? जो skin को generate करता है, epidermal tissue system, वो कह रहे हैं. Then it's saying it is going to have periblem as second layer. What is the periblem? So it is the middle layer that will give rise to cortex and endodermis. That is also correct. Below the epidermis होता है cortex and endodermis. ये भी सही है. Plerome, innermost layer which forms the pith and the stellate. Just now I told you what is the stele or stele as we call it, है ना? So ये जो theory है ना, ये बहुत accepted theory है of histogen theory put forward by Hanston. But you should just know the three names of the layers: dermatogen, periblem, plerome. That's it. Okay. Last in the shoot theory, ये तीनों जो है ये shoot के बारे में है, root के बारे में नहीं है. So the last one in the shoot theory is called as tunica corpus theory. Tunica means the tunic that we wear. Tunic पता है ना, jackets. हम लोग jacket डालते हैं ना, वैसे ही. Corpus means body, tunica means jacket. तो body के ऊपर डाला हुआ jacket. ऐसे ये theory का नाम दिया है by Schmidt. So this theory was put forward by Schmidt. According to this theory, the shoot apex consists of two zones, tunica and corpus. Tunica, it is the epidermis, that is the jacket. See, it is mostly single layered and forms the epidermis. The cells of the tunica are smaller than the corpus. The tunica shows anticlinal divisions and is responsible for surface growth. So anticlinal divisions and periclinal divisions are two important words which I'll explain. Corpus, it represents the central core with large cells. Corpus shows divisions in all planes and it is responsible for volume. So ये दो tunica and corpus ऐसे दो layers होते हैं करके Schmidt कह रहे हैं. Outer layer जो है वो epidermis की है, small cells है, और inner layer जो है वो large cells की है और bulky है, is what Schmidt is saying. Okay, so three theories for shoot: apical cell theory, histogen theory, and tunica corpus theory. That's it. Okay. The next two are for the root. Only two are there for the root. The root apex theory. A group of initial cells present at the subterminal region of the growing root tip, which is protected by a root cap, is called as the apical meristeme or root apex. We know what is the root apex. It is embryonic in origin and formed from the radical part of the embryo. You know, root is formed from radical. However, in adventitious root, it is produced from derivatives of root apex. Okay, we have seen what are adventitious root, what are tap roots, already किया हुआ है. The root apex differs from the shoot apex as it is short and more or less uniform due to complete absence of lateral appendages. Leaves नहीं होते हैं, branches नहीं होते हैं, तो ये ना बहुत homogeneous type of organ बन जाता है. There is no differentiation of nodes and internodes, कुछ नहीं है root पे. According to Hanston, now see, even this has been put forward by Hanston only. Okay, according to Hanston, root apex of most of the dicots also consists of three meristematic zones, that is plerome, periblem, and dermatogen, same. And the fourth is saying is the calliptrogen to form the root cap. तो वो क्या कह रहे हैं, हैंस्टन क्या कह रहे हैं, जैसे शूट में होता है ना 3 layers, वैसे ही रूट में भी 3 layers है. But there's a fourth layer called as calliptrogen which will form the root cap. Shoot does not have a cap, na? So he's saying the root cap will be made by calliptrogen. That is what his version is. Regarding the apical organization of root, following theories have been put forward. So ये जो है ये हैंस्टन का कहना है. अब जो है 2 theories for root: copper cappe theory, Wisson center theory. Copper cappe theory is same like that of your tunica corpus. Copper cappe, copper means body, cappe means jacket, cap. Okay, it was proposed by Schmidt. This theory is comparable with the tunica corpus theory of the shoot apex. Copper means body, cappe means cap. Same है, but नाम अलग है. तो tunica corpus के बारे में क्वेश्चन आता है, it is for the shoot. कॉपर कैपे के लिए आता है, इट इज फॉर द रूट. बस इतना ही याद रखिए, ज्यादा टेंशन नहीं लीजिए. And last is quiescent center. Quiescent means silent. Quiescent का मतलब क्या होता है? Silent. Many questions have been asked on quiescent center theory in the last, like previous year's examinations. Like who proposed quiescent center theory? So it is Clovis who proposed. या फिर they say Clovis has proposed which theory? So it is the quiescent center theory. Okay, what is this theory altogether? According to Clovis, in addition to actively dividing cells, a zone of inactive cells are present in the central part of the root apex called as the quiescent center. So जो G0 stage में होते हैं ना बेटा, the one in the G0 stage, quiescent center. Okay, the cells in this region have light cytoplasm, small nuclei, lower concentration of DNA, RNA, and protein. These cells also contain fewer amounts of mitochondria, less endoplasmic reticulum, and small dictyosomes. Dictyosomes are nothing but your Golgi bodies, single units of Golgi bodies. So Clovis का क्या कहना है? There are group of cells which are inactive, apart from the actively dividing cells. And because they are inactive, वो चुपचाप बैठे हैं, तो उसको क्या कहते हैं? Quiescent center. So according to him, these group of cells are going to be present in the center of the plant body. Okay, so there are 5 theories that you need to remember. First 3 were for the shoot, last 2 are for the root. Okay, so first 3 में हमने कौन कौन से देखे? Apical center theory है ना, Histogen theory, Tunica corpus theory, and last 2 में Harper Capet theory and quiescent center theory. That's it. Okay, so these are the 5 theories that they have asked questions on, and they keep on asking questions on. So don't neglect this completely, but no need of breaking your head also for this. Main point याद रखिएगा, बस that's it. ज़्यादा दिमाग का दही करके उसकी लस्सी बनाकर पीने में मजा नहीं है, ये वाला part. Okay. Yeah. So tomorrow we'll go ahead with the permanent tissue. Today we have completed with the meristematic tissue. Is it fine? Any difficulty? Any doubts? कुछ है? No? Done? Sure. Good. So tomorrow same time we'll meet again. What you wanted to confirm? Are Baba, Himanshu, it's government textbook. Okay. For Himanshu, I'm giving the answer for Himanshu. Yes. Okay, beta. Chaliye. Bye. See you all tomorrow morning. We'll go ahead tomorrow with the permanent issue, and we'll try to see as many things as possible in tomorrow's class. Okay? Chalo, bye. See you all. Have a nice day. Bye. Bye.